clone is an organism that is genetically identical to its parents. Cloning animals uses a single cell from the parent's organism to grow an entirely new individual that is genetically identical to their organism from which the cell was taken. Clones of animals were first produced in 1952 using an ambivision tadpoles.
Hi, I'm Shivani Asukan here, and I'll be talking on the advantages of cloning animals. One of it being it allows us to preserve endangered species. With the tremendous increase of globalization and industrialization, the number of animals going through extinction has also been going up at an exponential rate every year. Cloning of these endangered animals, which are potentially facing extinction, will help to preserve the remaining of those species on Earth for a diverse environment, and also to ensure that the future generation will be able to witness and appreciate these animals. In addition, cloning of animals could stabilize a shrinking population of those particular species. For example, northern white rhinoceros almost reached a peak of extinction when the last known male species died in March 2018, with only 2 females of that subspecies living. Hence, the only way to save and preserve them from facing extinction is through the process of cloning. This highlights how species of endangered animals could be saved and brought back to the diverse ecosystem.
Hi, I'm Ishwinder Kaur, and I'll be talking about one of the most significant advantages of animal cloning, that is, cloning animals will create more security in the global food supply for humans. By the year 2050, there will be roughly around 9 to 10 billion people living on the planet if the current population trend continues. There will be twice as many in the century after. Thus, it is up to us humans to decide how to solve the hunger crisis that is present today so that the future generation can feed on food. It is obvious that with the cloning of animals, we can stabilize our supply of animal-based proteins. For example, after years of detailed study and analysis, the Food and Drug Administration of US has concluded that meat and milk from clones of cattle, swine, and goats, and the offspring of clones from any species traditionally consumed as food are as safe to eat as food from conventionally bred animals. This conclusion stems from an extensive study of animal cloning and related food safety, resulting in the release of 3 FDA documents in January 2008, which are reports written by scientists themselves, one of which is shown above. In conclusion, even though this advantage would not solve the hunger issue thoroughly, a higher level of food availability will help reduce conflicts, encourage further innovation, and nudge scientists toward the innovative results that are likely important for the future.
Hello everyone, I'm Durga from BPHD. Another advantage of animal cloning is it helps us to create desirable traits in each species. When scientists work on animal cloning, they are doing what others have done for more than 1,000 years through selective breeding. It's an opportunity to establish specific desirable traits in animals. We might use the cloning of animals to produce dairy cows that provide more milk. Researchers might look into the idea of cloning specific chickens to improve the production of consumer eggs. Livestock animals like pigs and goats may be cloned to provide more meat for butchery. With animal cloning, one of the beneficiaries of this scientific advancement may be the agricultural industry. By choosing and cloning an animal with superior genes, farmers can now have a flock full of high-quality milk and meat-producing breeds. When we look at the full potential of this cloning technology, the possibilities of outcomes are almost infinite and limitless.
Hello everyone, my name is Justin Liu from BFS, and I'll be talking about the fourth and last advantages of cloning animals, and that is cloning animals could advance scientific studies in other fields. Instead of cloning an entire animal, the cloning process can now allow us to duplicate specific cells found in the body, be it human or animal. This technique can be used to produce new tissues or organ as is needed, which will be mainly used in surgery like organ transplant and research. Not only would this not place the life of any animal or any humans in danger, the information gained from these processes could create new breakthroughs in the areas of human medical science. With this, progression in medical science can be a lot more efficient and effective.
Hi, I'm Viksa and I am from Bachelor in Nutrition. I will explain to you about the disadvantages of animal cloning. The US-based Tetra is the first in a series of cloned monkeys that scientists use as test subjects to learn more about diseases like diabetes. Cloning of animals has disadvantages. It leads to higher levels of embryo destruction. The remarkable inefficiency of cloning possesses serious threats to animal welfare. Less than 20% of nuclear transfers that involve somatic cells will develop into an embryo, and only half of them that reach this stage are of high enough quality to qualify for implantation. Often, less than 1% of cloning attempts will result in successful birth, and of those that are born, only a relatively small percentage are healthy enough to live for more than a few days or weeks. This is against the animal welfare.
Hi, I'm Tipa. I'm taking Bachelor in Nutrition. Today I'm going to talk about disadvantage of animal cloning. Cloning of animal decreases that species genetic diversity. The word genetic bottleneck is used to describe the diversity loss within a specific species. A lack of genetic diversity in the population provides decreased resistance to the offspring. Very certainly there would be a deadly genetic diseases. For all animals having almost the same, if not identical genetic makeup, the population will be an elevated risk of extinction due to inbreeding risk. This will inevitably happen. For example, cheetahs shares 99% of their genetic with other species members. However, it would be 100% in reproductive cloning.
Hello guys, I'm Lojo E from BBM SEM 2. Now I'm going to talk about the disadvantage of cloning animal. The first cloning animal that I know is Dolly sheep. Dolly is a female domestic sheep and the first mammal cloned from an adult somatic cell by using the process of nuclear transfer. One of the disadvantages is cloning animal is the least effective way to produce the offspring. The success rate of the nuclear transfer method for animal cloning currently stands at 1%. That means about one embryo out of every 100 will be in a quality suitable enough for implantation. Once the scientists reach this stage, the viability of the offspring is still questionable, with many of the embryos spontaneously aborting during the pregnancy. Getting an animal that is the quality of Dolly is about 1 in 500 shot.
Hello guys, my name is Tisha Lawrence. I am a BCG student. Right now I'm on my second semester. So lastly, the disadvantage of cloning is it requires a lot of money and it's expensive.
Lastly, the disadvantage of cloning animal is this process is quite expensive to do so. The price of it is around $20,000, which is actually the stated cheapest rate of price. For example, if you want to duplicate your own pet, such as a dog or even a cat, it would cost around $35,000. However, the price to replicating the animal is double the price of duplicating it. This means that only most of the wealthy individual could afford such service, because the cost of cloning animal is not in the price range for the average family.
Hi, my name is Nalvina Mira. So, the conclusion for this video is...
Yes, cloning an animal will produce a unique outcome, but we are trying to destroy the originality of that certain species. There are other ways to preserve the animal species. Do we need to change God's magnificent creation because of our greed? So, think again.